Good morning, Prisha. Thank you so much for joining me on Google Meet today. My name is AINA BALQIS binti Muhammad Noor, and this session is part of my individual assignments. The purpose of this discussion to help me understand more about your culture, belief, and lifestyle as a member of the Indian community. I truly appreciate your willingness to share your experience with me. Before we begin, how are you feeling today?
Good morning, Aina. I'm feeling good. Firstly, thank you so much for inviting me for this interview. I'm very glad to be a part of this, and I'm also excited to share about my culture to you.
All right, let us begin with the first question. First question is, I would like to ask you about daily lifestyle. In your opinion, what is the one lifestyle habit from your culture that you think people from other culture should learn about?
All right, a lifestyle habit from my culture. Um, in my opinion, in Indian culture, many families start the day with a small ritual. It's like us lighting up a lamp in our prayer room. It could be in the morning. It depends like what time are you waking up. So the first thing we do is like light up a lamp in our prayer room, or we chant prayers and also take a moment of silence for gratitude. That's something that we follow in the morning. It's like every day. And this habit isn't just religious. If you ask me, it's about beginning the day calmly and also mindfully. It helps us to stay grounded, positive, and also to connect our values before facing the busy day.
Oh, it means every day you do the ritual every
Yeah,
day.
honestly, if I'm at home, it's a bit easier because we have the prayer room. Since I'm at college right now, it's kind of hard, but still I do pray every day.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's move to the next question. It's about communication style. Communication is also an important part of your culture, right? And different culture communicate in different way. So, in your culture, do people usually prefer to communicate in direct or an indirect manners? You
Okay, to answer that
can
question, I'll answer this according to the Indian culture and yeah, based on my understanding. So, the Indian culture generally prefers indirect communication. I say this because, especially when you're speaking to the elders or respected people, we tend to soften our voice, the words that we're using, use polite expressions, and also avoid confrontation. I think this comes from the culture value, like this one Tamil word, allow me to say that, it's called Mariade. Mariade means respect and also adakam. Adakam means modesty, where maintaining harmony is like more important than just like speaking bluntly. So that's something that we prioritize.
that's very interesting. Okay. Next question. As we live in multicultural society, maintaining one identity can sometimes be challenging. From your personal experience, how do you maintain your culture identity while living in a diverse society like ours?
Yes, that was a good question. Um, I think in university, I have a lot of Malay friends, or Chinese friends, and also, yeah, a few Indian friends as well. But I maintain my cultural identity by practicing my Indian traditions, even while living in many cultures. For example, I do celebrate Diwali, Tamil New Year, and although I am a TESOL student for information, and I do speak in English with my friends and with the lecturers and so on, right? But that doesn't mean that I forget my mother tongue, which is Tamil. I do speak in Tamil with my family. I do listen to Indian music, and I try my best to uphold the values like respect, family unity, and also gratitude. Because in my opinion, these small, meaningful practices keep me rooted in my Indian identity, even while living in a multicultural society.
Okay. That's wonderful way to preserve your culture while living with other culture, eh?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Every culture teach certain core values to its people from a young age. These values usually shape a person's character. So, could you share what core values your culture taught you while growing up?
Okay, core values. In my opinion, Indian culture teaches value like respect for elders, family responsibility, compassion, and also hard work. I think from very young, we learn simple practices like greeting elders. That's something that every family prioritize, I guess, which is the greeting will be vanakkam. I think you are familiar of this word, right? Vanakkam means you greet people like hello. And also, yeah, we always do that to the elderly people, like someone who we respect. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now I would like to move on to the off the topic, which is food. Food is often closely related to family gathering and celebration. Could you explain how food plays a role in your cultural celebration and mention some important traditional food?
I love this question. Just love talking about food. Okay,
Yeah.
so I think food is like the central to Indian gatherings. It shows how we show love and so on. So during festivals like Deepavali or even weddings, prayers, we prepare dishes like idli, tosai, and it's like mutton curry, vade, and so on. We also make traditional sweets like it could be laddu. I don't know whether you're familiar with this. Laddu is like a sweet made of flour, ghee, and also sugar. It's very sweet. And another one would be payasam. Payasam is like a sweet, creamy dessert. It's similar to pudding, but the way of preparing will be different. And we
Mm.
usually serve this like during festivals or even like prayers because it represents blessings and also prosperity. So for us, cooking together brings the whole family closer, and also sharing food will be a way of expressing your warmth and also generosity. So that's why keeping us like united.
Yeah, I want to know about latu. Latu is orange one eh?
Yellow, yeah.
Yellow.
Actually, yeah, it could also be orange. There's like two colors, but usually we'll go for yellow.
Yellow. Is a
Hmm.
big one or small? It's
The size,
like
it's a medium.
medium. Okay.
Yeah. Or it can also depend. It depends on people how they preparing it. Some people prefer it to be like bigger, but usually it's like the medium size. It's never
Okay. Thank you. Many culture have their signature of their clothes. Okay. In your culture, what cultural norms influence your clothing choice, especially in your daily life and during special occasions?
okay to answer that question. Um, From my perspective, in Indian culture, clothing often reflects tradition and also respect for the occasion. So, for example, if you're going to a temple or it's like any Indian festival, I usually wear Indian outfits, traditional outfits like kurti or sari because they show respect and also the cultural pride. I think even the colors that we choose, like the bright colors, right, usually you see during celebration, it carries meaning like symbolizing joy and also positivity. I think if you ask me, I can balance like both. I know how to dress up according to the occasion. If I'm going for something religious, we need to make sure it's all covered and also, yeah, it looks, um, yeah, you just should respect the
Yes.
occasion. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Prisha. And the last
Okay.
one, before we end our discussion, I would like to touch one last aspect of communication, which is body language. In your culture, how important is body language when communicating with others?
Okay. If you ask me, yes, body language is very important in Indian communication. For example, we avoid sitting with our feet pointing at elders or the respecter. Yeah. And also, we don't point fingers directly. And we often use both hands when you giving also receiving items from someone. Because I think small gestures like gentle smile or even a nod or standing respectfully show good they show like good manners. So these non-verbal cues, they always reflect our values of respect. So that's why my parents, they always say, oh, this is how you should talk to elderly people, okay? Do not like point your finger simply and all.
Okay, no, like this. No, no.
But I
Okay.
think we tend to do it. It's just that we should keep in mind, oh, that's how we should talk to elderly people.
Okay, I see. That's very true. Okay. Now we have reached of our discussion. I would like to sincerely thank you to you, Prisha, for sharing your knowledge, experience, insight about your culture with me today. Your answer have been very informative and meaningful for me to add my knowledge about your culture and how you grow in your culture with our society. Through this discussion, I have learned that culture play a very important role in shaping person or personal identity. So I would like to officially conclude our Google Meet session. Thank you very much once again, and I wish you all the best. And thank you, Risha.
That means a lot. That really means a lot to me. And no problem. I think I'm very glad to be a part of this, to share about my culture. And maybe in the future, it could be you sharing your culture to me. Right. We
Okay,
can end.
thank you. Bye.
Bye.